Picking the best place to spend most of your life can be easy if you travel a lot, but if that's not the case and you gotta move, you have to just give in to the recommendations. So we can do that for you using statistics and making a nice list of states within the United States where you can move right away. And hang on till the end of the video, it just might surprise you. Number 10 is Maryland. Just because Maryland is the last on the list doesn't mean it's bad. There's 40 others that are worse, but the other numbers are better. With a population of a little over 6 million people and an average income of around $84,000 and an average housing value of $314,000, this sunny paradise will give you lots of sunlight to keep you happy outdoors. Now, if you're worried about how to maintain a high standard of living, know this. Maryland families have the highest wages in the U.S., with an average of about $78,000 a year in income. And with Maryland's excellent public school system, residents are among the best educated in the country. 41% of adults have completed college, placing them second in the nation. So the Maryland sun may shine brightly and evenly, but it's not the only thing to help you decide. Number 9 is Minnesota. The state of Minnesota has a stable population, around 5.5 million, and its average per capita income is $71,000. If you're thinking of buying a home there, that average value is about $223,000. And if you're a worker of principles and values, well, this is your state. You're going to feel surrounded by people that you will have affinity to, and it won't be hard for you to get a job. The unemployment rate there is the 4th lowest in the United States, and that's because their citizens and authorities know it's a priority that makes them proud. Families lead very comfortable lives there, and the people of Minnesota are very secure, a little more than other states. But don't expect Maryland's scorching sun. Minnesota's winters are among the worst in the U.S. It can trap you in your home for a long time after a storm. You can't even open your door, your car door, or even drive in the snow. The weather doesn't help them get a good ranking on the list because they get stuck without being able to get out of 9th place. Number 8, Virginia. In Virginia, there's about 8.4 million people. The average income there is around $74,000, and if you need a house, you can pick one up for an average median of $273,000. Now, if you're looking for economic prosperity, Virginia and Maryland are almost the richest states. And with Virginia, it has the advantage of being one of the least dangerous states in the country. If you don't believe us, hey, just check with the FBI. They do the stats that measure violent and property crimes, and they'll tell you you can almost sleep with your front door unlocked. Almost. In terms of education, Virginia's public schools are above average in educational levels and are some of the least attended. And one disadvantage of the state is about 10% of residents have no health coverage, and that's a number you don't want to be a part of. Number 7 is Vermont. There are about 624,000 people in Vermont, earning an average of about $62,000 a year, and you'll pay about $228,000 for a home. Vermont has many reasons to convince you to want to be there. For example, the level of crime is very low, almost like Virginia. There were only 10 murders in the entire state in the whole year. We're very sorry for those victims, but it's really a number that would make you safe and would make it very recommendable to live there. Also, the excellent education in their school system will surprise you. The schools here are very well funded and the least crowded in the country. It ranks as the 3rd best place to get health insurance, so health is a priority. And if this wasn't enough, you can enjoy the incredible Lake Champlain, one of the most beautiful places in the country. But don't pack your bags yet, don't take out your ticket. We're not even halfway through the list. Number 6, Rhode Island. About 1 million people live in Rhode Island, and among them, they have an average income of $67,000. You want to buy a home there? Well, get ready to pay about $262,000. In Rhode Island, the stats are compelling. Security-wise, you have nothing to envy from the states above. For health insurance, they rank 5th in terms of the number of residents who have coverage, and they are 14th in terms of high school education. Rhode Island is the 2nd most densely populated state in the United States. While it's true there aren't as many open spaces, Rhode Island's travel times are optimal. Don't worry about traffic jams. And a funny detail, Rhode Island has more donuts per person than any other state. There's donut stores everywhere. Isn't that deliciously interesting? Well, do you like the data we're giving you on the list so far? Do you find this interesting to figure out where to move to? Then help us orient you better. Give a like to the video and hit the bell so you get a notice every time we upload new material. And of course, subscribe to our exclusive community. Number 5 is the state of Hawaii. The population is 1.4 million. Average income around $81,000. There's many things that make Hawaii a great place to live. Hawaii has a high quality of life score, clean air, recreational activity, low crime rates, and rainbows can surprise you everywhere. And the beaches, they're incredible. It's expensive to live there, though. The home prices are the highest in the country. However, you get what you pay for. There's beauty on every corner, and most residents live a healthy and safe life according to the numbers. Everyone wants to live there. As you can see from the high housing prices, it's just a matter of supply and demand, and that also means that many well-educated people consider Hawaii their home. But in the meantime, security regarding crime is not optimal. It's probably the little part of hell of this paradise. Number 4 is Connecticut. In 2021, the latest population measurement in Connecticut is 3.5 million, with an average per capita income of $78,000. If you want to have your own home, that median price is around $275,000. Connecticut's families are some of the wealthiest in the country. However, the cost of living is high, so those wages are not as high as in other states. There are fewer vacant houses in Connecticut than in any other state. Residents receive one of the highest levels of education. Public schools are great here, but they're also very full of students. It's also one of the least dangerous states in the country, ranking 6th in safety and 3rd in violent crime. In contrast to such perfection, the state of potholes was voted to have the worst roads in the nation. Half of them are considered being in poor condition, and it's also said that drivers can be selfish and Connecticut's rich are a little smug. So don't panic if they seem a little hostile at first. Number 3 is New Jersey. There are 8.8 million people living in New Jersey with an average income of around $82,000. New Jersey residents are the wealthiest in the country. Families here earn about $76,000 a year, and the crime rate is low in New Jersey in general, so it's a safe place to live. The public school system is one of the best yet. The worst thing? Travel times, which are longer than most anywhere else, even considering these long stretches in Jersey where there are more cows than people. Number 2 is Massachusetts. Its population amounts to 6.8 million, average income $81,000, and the average value of a private home, that median price is right at $381,000. Massachusetts is a wonderful place to live. Each family generates over $74,000 a year. Not too bad. Homes are some of the most expensive in the country, and that's a good sign the overall economy in the Bay State is stable and there's a demand to live there. Home prices are the biggest detriment of demand for living in the place, but those high prices in the state mean there's a great demand for this northeast area. Massachusetts is also one of the most populous states in demographics, so it takes a long time to make a short drive. Number 1 on the list. Are you ready? Who's on top? It's New Hampshire. With a population of 1.3 million inhabitants, an average income of $76,000, and a median price on housing at $262,000. New Hampshire is the favorite of Americans for several reasons. To begin with, crime is second lowest in the country, and you'll notice this when you look at the number of people killed in each state. There's 130 times less violence in New Hampshire than in California. It also has the first lowest number of people in poverty in the entire country. Work, health, self-sufficiency, and education are values that government never leaves behind. Now, it's expensive to get a college degree there, but they offset it by job opportunities that'll come up later. The unemployment rate here is almost zero. New Hampshire residents are the happiest in the country. It's a fact. And there's reasons, but most of the statistics to support it, they stay right at the top. So what do you think of the list? Leave us your comments below. We want to know if it's useful to you. And don't forget, subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time.